All right. Well, I was like, I wanted to go see who this guy was that contacted Fred's University. Fred from Conference Report just took his channel down. Um, Seemingly because he's just tired of people messing with him. Like, if you should be able to express yourself. We should all be able to express ourselves as long as we're not keeping somebody else from expressing themselves. Um, and like the whole he's not obeying the terms of service thing is those things are mutable. It's like you're not allowed to do this. Like there's this park where you're not allowed to have dogs off leash. Um, and the people that lived there wanted to walk their dogs off leash, and they did it. And the city started going there to like put up signs and things like that. And they're like, "Well, how much is this costing you? How much is this costing us, the taxpayers? Like we want to walk our dogs off leash, and now you're using our tax money to keep us from doing what we want to do in our neighborhood park." And the city's like, "Okay, we'll do it on a trial." They didn't even put up fences or anything. They just put up the signs they put up saying "Don't do this." They put up other signs saying people are going to be doing this to warn other folks that might have a problem with it. And now there's dog parks all across the city. Um, and it's because people push the boundaries. People are like, "Well, I understand what your terms of service are, but this is what we would like to do." And it is us here. It is YouTube. It is us that is providing the content. So I was like reading some of these comments here that Quinteca made, and I don't want to address him because I read a few of his things. He's one of those people like I've got no sense that you could talk to him or he'd understand where you're coming from. He'd probably just insult you or just look for ways to undermine what you say or anything like that. Like just like some of the things he's written here, just inappropriately rude. He called Fred a queer. It's like talking about what Fred looks like. Like he looks like a hobo and a bum. You think, jeez, like, and it's just spewing out all this stuff. So one of the comments here says, "I contacted the university to see if they considered Fred's work to be art." Like, yeah, it's you're like people are like doing something on YouTube and like you decide to find out where they work and contact their work. I'll tell you what they're going to think. They're going to think that you're kind of dangerous, and I think that anybody that sees what you've done here is going to think you're dangerous. You're calling somebody's work because of what they do on YouTube. That's it's just not right. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying like not ethically or anything like that. It's just bizarre. It's like it's just not right behavior. Um, like it's like I look for like some logic in this, and it just seems like um, vindictive and angry and hurtful and harming, and just like your comments about your homophobic comments and disrespectful comments. Um, I see like Carmel. I see you commenting all over Quinteca's page, and it's just I kind of think I'm not going to read any of your comments. I kind of think that I can imagine that you, Carmel, and I can imagine that Quinteca thinks there's like I can imagine like a system like I can imagine like a religion where that like says that you're right to do these things and you're wrong to do those things, and if someone sees that you're doing the wrong things, then you're right to smite them or something like that, like which is just an excellent, just caustic permission. Like gives you permission to harm other folks, and then you can feel good about it. You could do something terrible to somebody and feel great about it. And like it's the whole thing of like I know I'm right because I have a magic book that in it is written that I shall do this and it is allowed to do that. And there's something in here. One of the comments is like, we're all naked, sure, every once in a while in the privacy of our homes. See, that's the other thing, why I approve of nudity, is because like when I go swimming, I do go to nude beaches, but I pretty much, if there's a body of water and it's hot out, I'm going to get naked and jump in the water. And I think that if anyone, like, I'm more along the lines of like what I believe this Fred is doing, is like, if someone wants to argue with me about like not wearing swim trunks while I'm swimming in a river or a lake, I suggest they could go to a public pool. If you want to go out into the forest and jump in a river, then naked is the way to go. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, don't try to make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. You know, like say that, like, there's like a couple different quotes here about like people who say that, you know, being nude is wrong, and they're just like, it's just like you want people to hate their bodies, you want people to be ashamed of their bodies, or you want people to hide. That's actually one other thing I was noticing. The Quinteca like guy seems like he's trying to hide. Like, everyone's like saying, well, it's not doc dropping. It's not like telling other people someone's private information if they've put it out there publicly. Like you know, like if like you left your car unlocked and I opened up and got in your glove box and found like your registration and read your name and got your address, or if you left some mail on your seat. So all I did was actually look through the window and read your name and address off your mail that was laying in your car or something like that. It's like, that's intrusive, and then what you do with the information is you contact someone's work, trying to be harmful. And that's what I see all this is about. It's just like people spewing out their inner anger and their inner hate, and, you know, wanting to, like, you know, cut everybody down so that everyone's like huddling, fully clothed, and, you know, not cursing, and, you know, not showing too much skin, and you know, probably after 9 p.m. women shouldn't be posting YouTube videos. It's just, and there's no stopping it. And we all do have to protect ourselves from people like, you know, Quinteca, because he doesn't understand what he's doing. He just understands that he's just like he's got like this twisted brain that's like a giant engine that somebody or some system has put a big rock on his gas pedal, and he can't stop it. His engine's just going as fast as it can. Like, if there's Twitter 2 and Twitter 3 and Twitter 4, he's going to get all those Twitters. If Facebook comes out with 4 more versions of Facebook, he's going to have those. He's going to have the blog spots. He's going to have all these things, and he'll have them all, and he'll fill them all, and, you know, he'll hang out on his computer all the time, just spewing forth. And then for people that people aren't gonna have to be worried about YouTube or worried about their boss. They're gonna have to be worried about this guy contacting YouTube or contacting their boss. It's like, well, you should have protected yourself better. You shouldn't have done that if you couldn't stand me finding out who you were and then find out where you worked, and then to go and take a very simple effort to contact your business. That's just craziness. It's like, well, I've been trying your back door for every day for a year now, and you left it unlocked. So, like, if you didn't want me walking into your back door, well, you should have made sure it was locked at all times. Yeah, frankly, it's just nutty. It's just nutty to do that kind of thing. And I just kind of wonder, like, that is your expression. This kind of twisted moral framework that affects how you view reality. And there's no, I mean, I know I'm talking to you about it, but there's no talking to you about it. You're never going to feel like you've done something wrong. You're never going to feel like you've done anything you need to regret. Weird things. Like, you guys all write these kind of slightly weird things. And I mean you guys, I mean like 8% of humanity has this just slightly off way of communicating. Something like, you know, this comment here of like, Fred's authority comes from his academic background. Like, and I could see you backing that up. Well, for talking about, I could see you backing that up for like an hour and a half, or filling up a whole MySpace thing for a year on that, proving that his authority comes from his academic background. But it just seems like it's just kind of weird. Like, I feel his authority comes from his academic background. And Carmel, your comment here, it's like Fred needs to grow up and start considering other people besides himself. Like, that's another thing. Like, you guys, you the 8% of you that just like, Carmel, you don't even have any videos up. You're on a video site commenting constantly on people who make videos. And you're telling somebody what they need to do. Someone needs to do this. Like, you know well enough what someone else needs to do. So you're so confident in who you are, and in your understanding of just everybody and the world and right and wrong, that you could say what someone needs to do. It's terrible. It's terrible. I know you're like, you should like think that like you should like, you're talking about Fred getting naked, and you're like, he should be ashamed of getting naked. And I think that you, Carmel, and you, Quinteca, should be just ashamed. You're like mentally naked, and it's not a pretty sight.